And then authorities had to get together. And you had the police department representative, you had the Red Cross representative, you had the government representatives there, the mayor's office representative, you had I don't know, different groups, right? And they, because they had the job of organizing the whole event. It was a big event in their city, and it was very interesting because everybody had a say. Everybody had a say. But there was something interesting about that activity that I prepared because they needed to use some forms with the subjunctive and the passive voice of modal forms. For example, they had to come up with statements such as more police officers should be hired. More police officers should be hired, right? New buildings must be whatever, built, or new this the streets should be, the streets should be paved or repaired or something. So that form, the passive form, was supposed to be used, but with modals. So it was challenging, but it was a very challenging task, not easy for students, but it worked. But again, if I put you in a group, that's my message. If I put you in a group, there must be a reason. I'm not going to ask you to be in pairs just because I think you look great in pairs. I'm not going to ask you to be in groups just because, groupings are said to be better. Yeah, groupings are good. Groupings are necessary, but everything depends on the task. I mean, there's a link. There must be some sort of link to the task. I would say that the task demands the type of grouping, and not probably not the other way around. I don't know if you agree with me on this. I just gave a little talk here. I don't know if you have some comments on this. Go ahead. What do you think? Tasks demand the type of grouping or the types of groups the teacher should form in class. Should not be the other way around. What do you think? Okay, guys, is this part clear? The tasks that you organize are directly connected to the type of groupings that you form. Any reactions to
I
that? Yeah? Do you
Yeah,
agree
I
with that?
absolutely agree with that. For example,
Yeah.
when it comes to, like assignments that requires a lot of work and a lot of time, I'd rather prefer work with my people, let's say, because we know pretty well um how we work together and how we distribute the time and the things that we're gonna do to complete the assignment. But when it comes to like short discussions to do like a 5 minute presentation in class, I'd rather like prefer work randomly or the teacher select the groups.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, so
Okay.
definitely the assignments requires the way of grouping.
Okay, perfect. Now, I took some ideas from the this new chapter. This not a chapter actually, but a section of a chapter, right? And I took some ideas there that I found very interesting and appealing. And let me have somebody read the first one. A volunteer, go ahead. Learn from each other, actually. This one should be learn from each other. Wait a minute. Let me just correct this. Students learn from each other, right? They learn. Uh huh. It looks better now. We have discussed this before. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, okay. So the first one, can you read the first one?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
students learn from each other in groups.
Do all students believe that?
Um, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we are providing ideas, and not all of us think the same. So we learn from other people. I think that in one class, Brian was saying that he likes to pay attention to another
Oh yeah, I
classmate.
remember that. Yes.
Yeah, because this person have a different vocabulary that he has, so he is learning from it. So I think that yes.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, but
Teacher,
yes, go ahead. My question here is
can you hear me?
if, go ahead. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Eh,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to say something because you said if it's true for everybody, students learn from each other. I think we learn from each other even though it can be good or not, correct or incorrect. We can learn something because we all are different and we all learn things out of the classroom. So in the same way we can learn things inside the classroom, right? So I think that if someone have a different idea, even though I don't like it, I can learn from it and I can say, okay, it could be possible, it has advantages, it has disadvantages. So I believe in that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a good point. Yes, we learn from others. We learn from each other. It is possible, right? And well, if the thing here is that if we do not do activities that foster, this concept, then we're going to go back to the old times where, teachers lectured for hours and learners simply had to take notes. Remember that? And teachers were the authority. But we understand that learners come from different environments, live different experiences, and those experiences can enrich a discussion that you may have organized in class. Correct? Uh-huh. Okay, your silence tells me that it is correct. Second, can a volunteer read the second statement?
It is not the group configuration that makes cooperative learning distinctive. It is the way that students and teachers work together that is important.
Okay. Aha. The group configuration in pairs and groups, etc., that makes, pay attention to this word, cooperative, cooperative, cooperative. The stress, pay attention to the stress here. Learning distinctive. Yeah, it's this interaction. How do teachers and students interact? And how do students interact among themselves? That's what matters here. Which are the contributions made by students as they work in pairs or in groups, etc. So that's the most important thing here. But remember that here teachers teach cooperation, and we're going to figure that out. What is that exactly? Well, that comes in the last statement. Another volunteer, can you read that one? In cooperative learning, go ahead. One volunteer,
In,
quickly.
co- in cooperative learning, teachers teach students collaborative or social skills so that they can work together more effectively.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? Learners get together, they work together, but teachers need to teach them how to do that, how to collaborate.